Welcome. Welcome to the Lord Petty Podcast. Appreciate you tuning in. Another week, another fun-filled, action-packed moment in time and space. And who cares? You know, who the fuck cares about anything anymore at all? Who cares? Everybody's out here just making up pronouns and eating ass and not saving any money for retirement. And that's the vibe, and we're proud of it. You know, we joke about it. I mean, a giant football-sized meteor could be falling out of the sky, hopefully hitting Portland, and people would literally just meme it. That's how we would handle it. That's how we would handle the world. I mean, that's how we handled a pandemic, I guess. We just memed our way through it. And then people go, oh, you're just a meme page. Oh, you mean the thing that everybody shares that fucking presidents have shared? Why do memes? Okay, can we just admit that making memes is dope? Can I say this? I'm sorry, the meme lords are not just nerds anymore. They aren't fat nerds sitting on, I don't even know what the chans are. Is 8chan where they talk about QAnon, but 4chan's where they talk about cartoon titties and stuff? But the memers, we really out here. We're real people. And it's like the internet stand-up at this point, except way more cowardly. And people you can use already known faces. You can use familiar things to put your ideas in people's brain because they'll look at a picture of Kim Kardashian or something like that because it's familiar. They're already fixated on it because whether they hate it or not, it already has their attention, the most precious human commodity in the world. And then you will click on it and you will read whatever's corresponding with it. And it's so quick. It's such a quick thing because people like quick things. I like quick things because then I don't have to worry about blowing my load early. You know what I'm saying? I made a sex playlist and I never got through the second song. So I don't even know what the fuck's on it, to be honest. Hopefully it's got that new Swamp G. Alec Baldwin, spinning my revolver. Alec Baldwin, accident happened. You guys got to get the new Swamp G album. By the time you hear this, I bet the Swamp G album's actually out. And Swamp G is unironically my favorite rapper. I found him because Lil B the Bass God posted a picture on his Instagram like years ago. God, I don't know digitally how far back the Swamp God and I go. But it was one of those things where I went to his profile to hate on him because Lil B the Bass God posted a picture of Swamp G, who was then still a stranger to me. It was a picture of him with Bass God tattooed on his chest. And I was like, that's nuts. Like, dude, like he did it. He went out. That's crazy. This dude's wild. And then I go to hate because I thought Swamp G was going to be like an island boy, and then he turned out just to be like the most fucking talented human I've ever encountered, dude. He's got the actual work ethic of just anybody in a normal profession, or like I've known how do I say this? I know so many really talented people that just haven't had the work ethic and discipline. And I hate thinking about when I think of in the creative field, I have this stubbornness about using words like work and because I've done work, you know what I mean? Like I've done labor. I hate it. I don't want to be doing, like I've worked construction. I don't want to ever fucking be a construction worker, but I've worked it. You know what I mean? Like I've did it because I've just had that is work. You know what I mean? Like doing a project, like setting up a microphone and just sit in front of the computer for like an hour and or painting something, or I love the arts, but it's not work. It's not the same thing. Like it's something you just have to do or you just fucking die. Like creative people, if you aren't creating stuff, and I'm not meaning to quote somebody, but it's true. Like a part of you just dies. And I think you can literally, I think that's why I got my fucking autoimmune disorder when that went down, was because I just wasn't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just supposed to be doing that. And Anyways, dude, I just don't. Maybe it is work. I don't know. For me, it's not work. Like I love creating shit. I love making music stuff. I love doing this podcast. I love talking shit on the internet. I love writing jokes. I'm not gonna say I love doing stand up because I haven't done it enough to really experience it. I've never been able to shake off the like, holy shit, I'm on stage. Because that's totally a hurdle, you know. That's totally a hurdle to get past. To get fully, I mean that's just like the first part of it. Naturally, even as talented as you could ever be, you're not gonna be your full self right off the bat with just a bunch of people watching you. Literally, one person with a microphone in the middle of the room. Yeah, it's crazy. But what I've been meaning to say, okay, is passion. Maybe the word I'm looking for is passion. Swamp G has the passion that I've seen from the most passionate, but he's also dope because not a lot of people are dope. It's just true. You know what I mean? Like there's talented, I don't know. Like there's a lot of like rappers and shit like that. And I'm not trying to be a hater, but I'm not going to be one of these people that tells somebody, oh, dude, you can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it. Like there's a certain level of thing that you can't just like out discipline out of yourself. You have to like feel it, you know? And yeah, dude, shit's unironically my favorite music because I don't really like listening to music that much anymore. You know what? We're going to play the song. If you're listening to the audio version of this, you're going to hear the song, so I'm going to drop it because I can do what I want. There's no format. Nobody's paying me money for this thing yet. And if you want to pay me money for this thing yet, get out the checkbook, bro. And have something cool because I'm never, ever, ever going to talk about anything that I don't actually think is dope. If somebody came to me tomorrow and was like, hey, you want to slang blue hair dye, $600 an episode, I would say no. If they said 1,600, I would start to think about it, and then I would see if I could get away. I would see if I could get away with low-key making fun of it without getting caught. But yeah, so when I'm saying this shit is dope, you need to go listen to this album. Okay, I'm going to play the song for the audio version, but the video version, you're just going to have to go look it up because I don't want to edit that into there because I don't know how to do that, which reminds me, I should probably get a producer pretty soon, but it might take the magic away of this being off the cuff. So, Alec Baldwin, spinning my revolver. Okay, let's pretend. So now we just came back from a music break. See, this way, if I had a producer right now, all that shit would have just happened. You would have had no idea. You were with me right there, and we figured that problem out. I felt your presence, and I knew that the right thing to do would be to work that out right there. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to buy a sailboat, okay? I think I'm going to explore the seas. Even though I know nothing about the water, and the water's terrifying, and there's death around every corner, and I really have no... I was out on the commercial fishing boat last 3 days, and the weather was, I guess, pretty crazy, and I had nothing to compare it to, so I just thought, like, okay, I watched Deadliest Catch. This is a part of it, but in no way anything was I doing anything close to that. That is work, not rappers. Rappers are rhyming words, dude. Rappers go, I got a poster on the wall, got ferocious balls, I got a bookshelf, I got the number 12 tattooed on my face, even though I have no correlation with the number 12. I'm just not myself. I try to be like every other rapper with a Glock, talk about fucking up these bitches with my cock. And then they get paid a couple $100,000 for that. And then you got dude pulling fucking big ass spiders with hard ass shells that taste delicious out of the ocean. Alec Baldwin, spinning my revolver. Is this thing on there? Accident happened. I'm too pasty for the showbiz because these lights hurt my eyes. I remember the first time I did stand up, I immediately thought that. It's like, dude, I don't mind being in front of these people. I don't care what any of them think. But this light is hurting my eyes. Blinded by the light. I finally got, if you're a podcast listener, you know about these stupid things. I don't like, it is what it is. But, you know, I've had these 2 issues ongoing with my car being fucked up and not being able to get the right eyeglass prescription. I went and saw this old ass optometrist close to mi casa because he was able to get me in early there, and I had to go 4 times to get a different prescription because this bastard was too old to get my eyes right. He just kind of looked at him, and I feel like anybody could do that job easily. But so I went and saw an Asian lady, and Asian lady didn't fuck around. She appreciated my dollars. She appreciated my dollars, and she took her time. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, yeah, I want to get in and out. I guess that's a delicate field to navigate for anybody in any sort of service, because you don't know if you're going more for the speed or if you take your time, people feel more taken care of. But like a haircut could go both ways. I don't want to go in there and like, okay, somebody just zips through 5 minutes, like take your time. But then also I don't want to sit there for like 3 hours like chicks do in a fucking hair salon. Like half hour. The half hour, like that's why this podcast is a half hour at most. 20 minutes to a half hour is the magic time. Like if you fuck for 20 minutes, you're having a good time. But then after that, it's almost like, okay, like you hungry yet? Podcasts longer than 20 minutes. It's usually like, why am I still driving? I hate my life. And yeah. More things should be 20 minutos. But the whole reason I said any of that is because I was thinking about buying a sailboat, and I just want to live on it. Because it's cool when you're out there, because I keep just having this thought about what everybody else, it's like you're seeing the different version of the world, you know? You're seeing the ocean is its whole fucking thing. It's literally like its own world. It has its own shit going on. But underneath, but you don't see it, but it's just constantly there. And it's right there. You know what I mean? Like if I want to go see the most exotic animals, right? If I want to go see lions, tigers, and bears or whatever, I got to go to some really like remote fucked up places in the world to see that, or to a zoo. I got to go pay to see it. If you go out on the ocean, bro, you got the shit is right underneath of you, and the ocean's in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of crazy to me with all that shit going on underneath you. And then people are just yanking it out to eat it. But being out on the water itself, like being out there and looking back at the normal world is kind of cool. It feels kind of cool getting away from it. I've been watching these YouTube videos I watched this one of this guy who, he was a tech dude. He was pretty wealthy, and he went and sold his house, his cars, and just read. He must have been pretty smart. He must have been like a software developer or something like that. And then he just read a bunch of books on sailing, and he bought this big ass sailboat, and he put all this tech shit in it, all this Wi-Fi and whatnot. And he just started sailing, and he sailed to like Greenland or something like that. And he met this blonde lady, and he said, "Hey, you want to go for a sail?" And she said, "Yeah, I'll come sailing." And then he probably went down on her, and they've been on the boat for 10 years now with a baby. And they hire these crews. What's the YouTube channel? The boat's called Delos, Deleo, Delos. I think it's called Sailing Delos. And then these people, they just hire these crews to come and fuck around on their boat. And I watched another one of this guy. He sailed on this little 32-footer. He sailed from Marina Del Rey all the way to Waikiki or some shit. And he lost his fucking rudder, dude. Could you imagine being out on the vast ocean? Like, you're not just fucking around in the channel, like in the Sound. You're out on the actual Pacific Ocean. Like, that's where the really weird... Okay, that's, I guess, where you want to go. Okay, that's like the lions, tigers, and bears area, dude. But yeah, can you imagine just being on a tiny little one-man boat by yourself? And it took him like 40 just by sail, by the wind, just like your goddamn Columbus. Which that must have just been the most scary thing in the world back in those days. I can't imagine that, being on some big-ass wooden boat, having no idea where you're going. Imagine how fucking brave you would have to be, or stupid, or just hopeless, or whatever the fuck of the times would have to be for me to just get on a big-ass wooden boat with a bunch of people with a limited amount of food, not having any fucking idea where we're going or what we're going to be up against. But it sounds like they were pretty confident, because then they just went other places and fucked other people up. Imagine the only scarier thing than having to get on that boat. God, think about the other spectrums and these people just coming in. Like, you've never seen a boat before. You're like, what the fuck is this big ass fish? Like, what is this thing above the water coming at you? And then all of a sudden it's just a bunch of big dudes with beards and ponytails, that look like they play in rock bands, but they're carrying axes and they're just coming up on you. Actually, I don't. How did? I'm so dumb, dude. Because I know that's Vikings, but like, what the fuck even was Columbus? Was he even like a conqueror type guy? I thought he was I don't know, dude. I shouldn't talk about this publicly. I shouldn't show at some points how stupid I actually am. I feel dumb all the time, dude. I really feel dumb all the time. And I think part of it is because I'm sort of foreign. And I think we use a lot of references from, those are some pretty formative years. And also I am from the country. I'm uneducated. So I'm from a different country that grew up in the American country. So like, imagine how clueless I am about a lot of stuff. People start talking about, I don't know, like some sort of reference to something deep in a novel or something. Like, yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I grew up, I was packing hand grenades and building the Deutsche Autobahn. That's what I was doing. I lived in a big high house apartment building, and my mom cleaned hotels. And it had 2 bedrooms. And sometimes my neighbor and I, who had a bedroom window next to mine, we would piss out of the window at the same time together. And then other times, we would go and literally ring every single bell, every single doorbell on a Highriser, because it was just outside, because this is Germany. And are there Highrisers now with just... something has at least like 36 stories. Like, yeah, like a fucking project house. I don't know where. I've never seen this in America because I've never been to the projects of America. I'm thinking like, do they have that in America? I'm like, wait, maybe they do, but it's like the projects. So it looks like a fucking Jay-Z video. But yeah, white people aren't exposed to that, so we don't know. But I only know because I've seen it in the rap videos and then when I grew up in Germany. But so we would go and play Ding Dong Ditch. We just run our fingers down the thing and then just like go hide behind a rock. Like the people up top couldn't see us. Like the people at the very high levels just looking down didn't see a bunch of kids just go run their fingers down the entire doorbells and then just sit in the bush laughing. I've talked about this guy before, but I had this obese neighbor named Heinz. And he talked like this. He just never wore a shirt. He was kind of like, he kind of like the guy from Trailer Park Boys with his stomach out. But just imagine, like that's just what he looked like. That's the kind of fat he was. And he never wore a shirt. But he had just like the white horseshoe haircut with the shaved like big fat face where, his, like not the bottom of his chin, but his actual like front lump of his chin was like really plump. And like his forehead was fat. And he... he had like a one walker, just on one side, and he'd walk around, and then literally when this guy would talk, like you think I'm joking, you think it's an exaggeration, but the guy really sounded like this. And so all us kids would just mock this guy, and he would just stand in the window. Like none of them worked. There was like, they had this pretty much the same apartment that we did, but it was like perpendicular, like outside across this courtyard. So all the kids would always like play in the middle, and then this family, one of them, they would just stand in the window all day. The mom or the dad. Mom's name was Gudrun. But they would stand in the window and just fucking stare and yell, dude. It was just the funniest shit ever. Then we'd provoke them, and then like he would come outside, and you know, you would just get terrified. Oh man, that's funny. God, the amount of laughs I've had about that guy. I would never be able to describe him. If I ever make an animated show, I will put that character in there because the world deserves it. He's hands down the consistent thing. And I mean, I'm 31. This is from the time I was like 8 to 12 when I knew this fucking Heinz guy. And still to this day, like I start dying when I think about this dude and that whole thing. There's a word in German, if you know German, it's asozial, and it means antisocial, but it's different. Like here, when people say they're antisocial, it means they don't want to hang out with people. In German, when you call somebody asozial, it means saying that they're antisocialable. Like you don't want to be social with them. Yeah, asozial. It's the best word. But yeah, they were richtig fucking asozial, which means really fucking antisocial. Like they just do not. I'm all about the individual, but they're fucked up. Their individuality was too far gone, dude. They were too far removed from the normal world. Yeah. He would always be like, yeah, he'd say he'd come hit you in your neck with a broomstick. Anyways. 22 minutes. Okay. Well, my break from porn went pretty good. I didn't make it a full week, but yeah. Porn is pretty cool. You guys have a good night. A great day, a great weekend. Go listen to Swamp G's album. If it's out yet, should be dropping on Sunday. And I'm recording on a Thursday. And I'm probably going to release this way earlier. But, you know, sometimes it takes you a couple days to get to the pod. So go listen to Swamp G. And for the outro, I'm going to play you a song I did with Swamp G. And am I leaking Swamp G songs right now? Am I allowed to do this? I think I'm allowed to do that because I'm on the song and I'm helping to just get the word out there. I'll wait till Monday to post this. See, you guys, this is why I don't have an editor. You get to be here with me for the moments. See, that's twice now. All right, appreciate y'all. Much love. Enjoy the song. Go listen to the album. And do something for me. Whatever. You know what the things are. Do something nice for me. All right? Peace out.